Yesterday, I walked away from a guaranteed 80,000 salary. Today, I woke up with no salary waiting for me, no office to report to, no monthly payment waiting at the end of the month. No guarantee, only hope. I opened my eyes very early that morning. For a few seconds, I forgot what had happened. Then it came back to me. I had resigned. My life had changed. There was no turning back. I lay on my bed looking at the ceiling. My heart was beating faster than usual. Not because I was sick, because I was scared. Scared of the unknown, scared of failure, scared of disappointing myself, scared of disappointing everyone who believed I had made the wrong decision. I asked myself one question: what happens now? Nobody had the answer. Not my family, not my friends, not even me. The only thing I knew was this: if I stayed in bed, nothing would change. So I stood up. That morning felt different, very different. Before, I used to prepare for work knowing exactly where I was going. Now, I was preparing for a future I could not see. Every step felt heavier. The road looked the same. The morning looked the same. The people looked the same. But inside me, everything had changed. As I walked, I kept remembering my old life. I remembered collecting my salary. I remembered the routine. I remembered waiting for payday. I remembered telling myself, maybe next month things will become better. But next month never really changed anything. Only the calendar changed, not my life. And that was the reason I made this decision. Not because I hated my old job. Not because I thought I was too good for it. But because I wanted to give myself a chance. A chance to build something bigger. Even if it meant starting from 0 foot. People think starting from zero is only about having no money. But it is much deeper than that. Starting from zero means you no longer know what tomorrow looks like. You don't know how much money you will earn that. You don't know who will help you. You don't know whether your decision was right. You simply wake up and continue walking. That was me. Walking. Not because I had all the answers, but because stopping would guarantee failure. When I arrived at the work site, I stood there quietly, looking around. The same sand, the same cement, the same blocks, the same tools. But this time, they meant something different. These were no longer just building materials. They had become my opportunity, my future, my responsibility. Nobody was going to pay me simply because I showed up. I had to earn everything. One block at a time. One day at a time. One opportunity at a time. I picked up the shovel, mixed the sand, added the cement, poured the water. Then I started mixing. The sound of the shovel scraping the ground became the soundtrack of my new life. Every movement reminded me, this is real now. There is no office to return to. This is your work now. This is your responsibility now. This is your future now. As sweat began running down my face, I realized something. Dreams are beautiful, but building them is hard, very hard. That first morning taught me something. Nobody can build your future for you. People can encourage you. People can advise you. People can support you. But eventually, you must pick up the shovel yourself. You must carry the blocks yourself. You must continue when nobody is clapping for you. Because dreams don't become reality because you talked about them. Dreams become reality because somebody wakes up. Even when they are afraid. Somebody continues. Even when they are tired. Somebody believes. Even when there is no evidence yet. That first morning, I was not successful. I was not rich. I was not confident. I was simply willing. And sometimes, being willing is the beginning of everything. As I looked across the blocks drying under the morning sun, I smiled. Not because life had become easier, but because I had survived my first day after leaving my salary. Maybe tomorrow would be harder. Maybe next week would be worse. I didn't know, but I had taken the first step. And sometimes, the first step is the hardest one. My body was already hurting. People started asking questions. Some laughed. Some doubted me. And for the first time, I seriously wondered if I had made the biggest mistake of my life. The excitement of making a new beginning didn't last very long. Reality arrived quickly. By afternoon, my body was already beginning to feel the difference. My shoulders were heavy. My hands were sore. My back reminded me that this was not office work anymore. Every block I lifted carried more than its own weight. It carried my hopes. It carried my fears. It carried the future I was trying to build. The sun became hotter. The work became slower. And I started asking myself, can I really do this every day? Nobody talks about this part. People celebrate courage. They celebrate success. But very few people talk about the pain that comes before either of them. That day taught me something important. Dreams don't only require passion. They require endurance. Because passion may get you started. But endurance keeps you going when your body is tired and your mind wants to quit. As people began to notice my new life, the questions started coming. Why did you leave your job? You left guaranteed money for this? Are you sure this is the right decision? Some people asked because they cared. Some people asked because they were curious. Others were waiting to see me fail. I don't blame them. From the outside, my decision probably looked strange. Leaving a salary to do physical work doesn't sound like success. It sounds like going backwards. And honestly, there were moments when I wondered if they were right. Maybe I had made a mistake. Maybe I had walked away from certainty too quickly. Those thoughts stayed in my mind. Not because I wanted to give up, but because I am human. Fear visits everyone, even those who choose courage. When work finished that day, I began walking home. Every step felt slower than it had in the morning. Not because the road had become longer, because I was exhausted. I looked at my hands, covered with cement. I looked at my clothes, covered with dust. I looked at my boots, covered with the evidence of an entirely different life. I smiled, not because everything was going well, but because I knew one thing. I had survived another day. Sometimes we think success comes from one big moment, but maybe success is simply surviving the days that almost make you quit. One day becomes 2 foot, 2 becomes 10 foot, 10 becomes 100 foot, and before you know it, you have built something people never thought possible. That night, I sat quietly by myself. No noise, no distractions, just my thoughts. I asked myself one question. If nobody believed in me, would I still believe in myself? That question changed something inside me, because I realized I could not build my future depending on other people's opinions. Some people would support me. Some people would doubt me. Some people would laugh. But none of them could live my life for me. Only I could make that choice. So I made another decision. Not to quit. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when things became difficult. I promised myself I would give this journey everything I had. Because I wanted to know what kind of life was waiting for me. If I refused to give up, the days became even harder. Money wasn't coming the way I expected. My confidence started disappearing. And for the first time, I seriously thought about going back to my old life. But something happened. Something that changed the way I looked at struggle forever. The first day was over. Then came the second. Then the third. Then another. Slowly, the excitement of starting something new disappeared. And real life took over. Every morning, I woke up before the sun. Some mornings, my body still ached from the previous day's work. My hands hurt. My back was stiff. My legs felt heavy. But the work was waiting. No one was going to do it for me. I learned that when you choose a different path, excuses become expensive. Every day you don't move forward is another day you stay where you are. So even when I was tired, I got up. Even when I didn't feel motivated, I kept going. Because I had already made a promise to myself. I wasn't going to quit just because things became difficult. One of the biggest differences between my old life and my new life was uncertainty. When I had a salary job, I knew what was coming at the end of the month. Now, some days were good. Other days were quiet. Some weeks gave me hope. Some weeks tested my patience. There were moments when I looked at the little money I had and wondered if I had made the wrong decision. I thought about my old salary. It wasn't much, but it was predictable. Now, every opportunity mattered. Every day of work mattered. Every decision mattered. That pressure can be difficult. Not because hard work is the problem, but because uncertainty can make even a strong person question themselves. I realized something during those days. Leaving my job wasn't the hardest part. Learning to live with uncertainty was. And nobody can teach you that in a classroom. Life teaches it one day at a time. As time passed, I noticed something. The more serious I became about my new journey, the more opinions people had. Some people genuinely encouraged me. Some told me to stay strong. Some believed I would succeed. I will always be grateful for those people. But not everyone spoke with encouragement. Some people looked at me and saw failure. Some believed I had thrown away my future. Some quietly waited for me to give up. At first, their words affected me. I replayed them in my mind. What if they're right? What if I really made a mistake? But one afternoon, while I was working, I stopped thinking about what everyone else believed. Instead, I asked myself, what do I believe? That question changed everything. Because if I stopped believing in myself, no one else's belief could save me. As I looked at the blocks I had made, I realized something simple, but powerful. Every block starts as loose sand, cement, and water. By themselves, they are ordinary. But when they are mixed with care, shaped with patience, and given time to become strong, they become the foundation of a building. Then it hit me. Maybe people are the same. Maybe I wasn't starting over because I had failed. Maybe I was being rebuilt. Every difficult day was shaping me. Every early morning was teaching me discipline. Every challenge was making me stronger. The person I was becoming was more valuable than the comfort I had left behind. For the first time since resigning, I stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And I started asking, what is this season teaching me? That one question changed the way I looked at every struggle. Just when I thought I was beginning to understand my new life, a new challenge arrived. There were days with no work. There were moments I questioned everything. And I discovered that the greatest battle wasn't against poverty. It was against the voice inside my own mind. Not every day was busy. Not every morning started with a job waiting for me. There were days when I woke up ready to work. But there was no work. Those days were harder than the physical labor. When you're busy, your body gets tired. But when you're waiting, your mind becomes tired. You begin asking questions. How long will this last? Did I leave my job too soon? What if no opportunity comes tomorrow? Waiting has a strange way of testing your faith. You begin fighting battles that nobody else can see. From the outside, it looks like you're resting. Inside, your mind is working overtime. That season taught me that patience is also work. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is not lifting blocks. Sometimes it's refusing to lose hope while nothing seems to be happening. The greatest battle I faced wasn't with cement. It wasn't with blocks. It wasn't even with money. It was inside my own mind. Every day there were two voices. One voice said, "You've made a mistake. Go back. Take the safe road. You were better off before." The other voice whispered, "Keep going. This is only the beginning. Don't judge your future by your first few weeks." Those two voices fought every single day. And I realized something. The voice that wins is the one you listen to the most. So I stopped feeding fear. Instead of focusing on what I didn't have, I started focusing on what I still had. I had my health. I had my hands. I had the ability to work. I had another sunrise. I had another chance. Sometimes we spend so much time looking at what is missing that we forget to appreciate what is already in our hands. That change in my thinking didn't remove my problems, but it changed the way I faced them. As I continued working, I noticed something. Every block I made looked almost the same. The process never changed. Mix, fill, press, lift, repeat. At first, it felt repetitive. Then I understood the lesson. Great things are built through consistency. Not excitement. Not motivation. Consistency. The building doesn't stand because of one perfect block. It stands because thousands of ordinary blocks were made properly. Maybe our lives work the same way. One good decision doesn't change everything. One day of hard work doesn't change everything. But if you keep showing up, again, and again, and again, one day you'll look back and realize your life has changed. Not because of one big moment, but because of thousands of small decisions. That lesson stayed with me, and I carry it with me every single day. As the sun was setting one evening, I stood quietly and looked across the worksite. The day had been long. My body was tired. My hands were rough. My clothes were covered with cement. But inside me, something had changed. I made a promise to myself. I said, I may not become successful overnight. I may not have everything I want this year, but I will never stop learning. I will never stop improving. And I will never allow temporary difficulties to convince me that my dream is impossible. Because one day, when people see the finished building, they will never know how many blocks it took to build it. The same is true for success. People celebrate the result, but they rarely see the struggle that created it. And if nobody else remembers these difficult days, I will. Because these are the days that are building me. As the days passed, I finally understood something that changed the way I looked at my life. When I was earning a salary, I thought success was about reaching a destination. Now, I realize success begins with becoming a different person. Before I left my job, I wanted a better life. Now I understand. A better life requires a better version of me. More disciplined, more patient, more responsible, more willing to learn. Because money can change your situation, but character changes your future. And every difficult day, every early morning, every drop of sweat, every block I molded, was shaping me into someone stronger than I was before. Maybe that was the real reward. Not just the money I hoped to earn, but the person I was becoming. If you're watching this, maybe your story is different from mine. Maybe you still have your job. Maybe you're running a small business. Maybe you're unemployed. Maybe you're trying to figure out your next step. Wherever you are, I want you to remember something. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's success. Every successful person started somewhere. Every strong building started with one block. Every long journey started with one step. And every dream started with one decision. You don't have to have everything figured out before you begin. You just need enough courage to take the next step. One day at a time. One lesson at a time. One opportunity at a time. I made a promise to myself. And today, I want to make that same promise to you. I will not hide the difficult days. I will not pretend everything is perfect. I will not show only the victories. I will show the struggles, the mistakes, the disappointments, the small wins, the lessons. Because this journey is real. If I succeed, you'll know exactly how I got there. And if I fail, you'll know I gave everything I had. This channel isn't about pretending to be successful. It's about becoming successful. One day at a time. When I left my $80,000 salary, I thought the hardest part was resigning. I was wrong. Resigning was only the first step. The real challenge was learning to build a new life from the ground up. And just when I thought I was beginning to understand this new journey, life tested me again. A mistake, a lesson, a challenge I never saw coming. It almost made me question everything. But it also taught me one of the greatest lessons of my life. And that's where our story continues. In episode 3, I'll share the first major mistake I made after leaving my job, the price I paid for it, and how that mistake changed the way I work forever. Until then, remember this. Dreams are not built in one day. They are built one decision, one sacrifice, one block at a time. If you've watched this far, then you already know. This isn't just a motivational story. This is my real life. I left a $80,000 salary job and now I'm trying to build something from the ground up. I don't know exactly where this journey will take me, but I'm going to document every step. The hard days, the good days, the mistakes, the small victories, and the moments when I feel like giving up. So if you want to see what happens next, subscribe to NNY Bazzi Motivation. Don't subscribe because I have already made it. Subscribe because we're going to watch the journey together. And if you're also trying to change your life, comment below. I'm starting from zero. I want to know how many of us are fighting to build a better future. And don't miss episode 3, because the next chapter is where I make one of the biggest mistakes of this journey. This is only the beginning. I'll see you in episode 3.